Chapter 1. The Insult. The courtroom smelled faintly of old wood and floor polish. A low hum of whispers filled the air. I sat at the petitioner's table in my dress blues, not because I had to, but because I wanted to remember who I was before this. Years of service. Countless missions, sacrifices, all reduced to a divorce hearing. Across from me sat my soon-to-be ex-wife. Her manicured nails drummed on the table. Beside her was a tall, slick-haired attorney in an expensive suit, wearing the kind of smirk that made your jaw ache. He leaned back, all lazy confidence. "The judge is my friend," he said. "You're leaving this room with nothing, soldier." My wife smiled. "He's too scared to even speak. Look at him." The lawyer pulled a document from his briefcase and slid it toward me. "Sign it now." I looked down. Property settlement. The house. The savings. Even my truck. Robbery dressed in legalese. I didn't pick up the pen. Instead, I looked him in the eye and spoke. Calm. Almost casual. "You really have no idea who I am, do you?" Chapter 2. Before the betrayal. 3 years earlier, none of this would have made sense. She'd been my anchor. At least that's what I believed. We met while I was on active duty. She said she admired my discipline, my loyalty, my sense of duty. I believed her. When I rotated stateside, things changed. She complained about the hours, the boring life, that I wasn't the man she married. I made excuses for her. I wanted to believe her. Then I came home early from a training seminar and found them in my living room. Wine glasses on the table, his suit jacket on my chair. He didn't flinch. He smiled that lawyer's smile and said, "Guess you're home early, soldier." It wasn't just betrayal. It was mockery. And when I learned he'd taken her divorce case and was connected to the judge, I knew the deck was stacked. I'd faced unfair fights before. I wouldn't walk into this one unprepared. Chapter 3. The quiet setup. Back in court, I didn't touch the pen. I let them think I hesitated out of fear. My silence was deliberate. For 3 months, I'd been building my case, not the usual way, but the only way that would work against them. I pulled bank records. I traced hidden accounts. I gathered statements from friends she'd burned. I documented the affair, the lies, and the most damning thing of all, shady communication between her boyfriend and the judge. A contact in the Criminal Investigation Division helped me record a conversation during one of their celebratory dinners. Their arrogance was astonishing. They joked about burying the soldier and bragged the judge would sign anything. I labeled the audio file for court, Exhibit Z. The lawyer tapped his document. "Sign it, soldier. Save yourself the humiliation." I almost smiled. "You sure about that?" I thought. Then I stood. Chapter 4. Exhibit Z. "Mr. Walker, either sign the agreement or state your objection," the judge said. I reached into my briefcase and set a small digital recorder on the table. "Your Honor, I have an objection and one additional piece of evidence." I pressed play. Her boyfriend's voice filled the courtroom, smooth, arrogant. "Don't worry, babe. The judge will sign whatever we put in front of him. We'll bleed him dry and toast to it in Cabo." My wife's laugh followed. "He's too scared to fight back. By the time he realizes, the house and the accounts will be ours." A gasp ran through the gallery. The lawyer leapt to his feet. "Objection. This is an invasion of privacy." The judge cut him off. "Overruled. Continue the recording." The next line was the one I'd been waiting for. "Even if he tries, I'll bury him. The judge is my buddy. We've done this before." The color drained from the lawyer's face. The judge leaned forward slowly. "Is that your voice, counselor?" Chapter 5. The Turn. Silence suffocated the room. The lawyer's voice shrank. This is taken out of context." The judge slammed his gavel. "Mr. Cole, you will not insult this court with flimsy excuses. This recording demonstrates clear collusion and misconduct." 2 bailiffs stepped forward, one collecting the recorder, the other positioning himself near the lawyer. My wife's eyes widened. Her champion was frozen. "Mr. Walker," the judge said, "I'll review this evidence thoroughly. For now, all asset transfers are frozen pending investigation. Custody arrangements remain unchanged until further order." I nodded. "Thank you, Your Honor. I'm confident the truth will come out." I hadn't mentioned the rest of my folder, photographs, bank logs, and an email tying them to an offshore account. Those were for later. Chapter 6. The Second Strike. Court adjourned early, but I didn't go home. I walked to the district attorney's office. My CD contact had the rest of my findings. Bank transfers from my wife's joint account with her boyfriend, emails about hiding assets, and a photo of them vacationing in the Maldives while she lied about attending a conference. The DA flipped through the folder. Mr. Walker, this isn't just family court fraud. This is conspiracy, financial misconduct, and bribery of a public official. We'll open a criminal investigation immediately. Warrants were drafted before I left. When I returned to court the next week, the atmosphere had changed. 2 men in dark suits stood at the back, internal affairs. The judge took his seat and addressed the gallery. This court has been made aware of ongoing criminal inquiries involving parties present. All divorce proceedings are suspended pending investigation. Mr. Cole, you are removed from this case. Bailiff, escort Mr. Cole to the side chamber. My wife reached for him. He didn't look back. I leaned in close enough for her to hear. You told me I had no choice. You were right. I didn't. I had to destroy you. Her face went white. She knew it wasn't over. It was getting worse. Chapter 7, Total Collapse. 3 weeks later, the story broke. Local headlines screamed, prominent attorney and lover accused of bribing judge, defrauding veteran. Within days, national outlets replayed snippets of Exhibit Z, her laugh, his smug promises, on repeat. My phone buzzed with messages. Congratulations. Apologies. Old friends resurfaced. Her world crumbled. Her boyfriend was disbarred and faced prison. The judge was suspended pending ethics and bribery charges. My wife was charged as a co-conspirator. The DA froze her accounts and repossessed the condo she bought with my money. At the final hearing, a new judge looked over the file and then at me. Mr. Walker, in light of overwhelming evidence, you are granted full custody of your children, sole ownership of disputed assets, and dissolution of the marriage. Mrs. Walker is ordered to pay restitution when legally able. Her hands shook as the gavel fell. I stood, buttoned my jacket, and passed her quietly. No other choice, remember? Outside, my kids waited with my father. They smiled for the first time in months. Epilogue. The final blow. 2 months later, an envelope arrived in my mailbox. Her handwriting shaky. Inside, a single page. I can't find work. I can't pay rent. Please, just enough until I find something. For the kids' sake. No apology. No acknowledgement. Just an assumption I'd bail her out. I placed that letter in a new envelope with a photo from last weekend. Me, the kids, my father, and my partner, smiling on the deck of a cabin I'd bought in the mountains. On the back, I wrote, "You were right. I had no choice. I chose to live well without you." 2 weeks later, a mutual friend told me she'd been evicted. She was staying in a rundown motel, living off whatever cash she could scrounge. Meanwhile, I signed a contract for a major security project overseas, a 6-figure deal that would secure my family's future. The lesson was simple. Betrayal burns bridges and leaves you stranded on an island you set on fire. Sometimes the sweetest revenge isn't fire at all. It's walking away and never looking back. Closing. Was this revenge justified? Tell us what you think in the comments. If this story gave you the energy you needed today, like and share it. Subscribe to Lauren's Story for more jaw-dropping tales of betrayal and justice. Here, every lie has a reckoning, and every betrayal finds its shadow. Stay sharp, stay strong, stay